Welcome to 210th edition of Make Pro Wrestling Majestic again. I am Tiger Height.
Man, 210?
Yeah, 210. Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy.
That also counts with Pro Wrestling Zone, too.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not sure technically when it started, but yeah, 210 episodes. We have done 210 episodes of this.
My God.
Right? Anyway, so let's get into some drama. More of these idiots. Well, this guy's a sick, twisted piece of shit. All right, so the indefinite SHPO and an SOR is for sex predators, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that is indefinite sex offender registration, and I can't remember the other one, but it's another sex offense, right?
Yeah.
10 years in prison, and his life is basically fucked, right?
Yeah.
He was...
Is he another AEW fan?
Yes. Anyway, I will show you what he looks like here in a minute. But apparently he was trying to sext 11-year-olds, multiple 11-year-olds. Oh, and yes, Peanut Gallery already ruined it. He is an AEW fan because of course he is, and of course he looks like that, right? He looks like
someone who doesn't wear a lot of deodorant.
He looks like an AEW fan because he's an AEW fan. Once again, all AEW fans. If you guys want to do that, okay, great. This is what, the third sex offender that we've been starting to cover that was an AEW fan?
Something like that.
Like the third one. Come on. Patterns. I'm sorry, but these are facts. Facts and patterns. All of you just hate people over the age of 13 for some reason. So disgusting.
He's so obsessed with
disgusting, vile pieces of shit. Anyway, let's go into attendance because this was a big point of contention. Because
are people complaining about how Raw only had 6,000 people when the arena only seats like 6,500 people?
Yes, I was just about to get to that. I'm like, okay, they have run the Rio Rancho Event Center for decades, like since
ever since the building was open,
right?
Yes.
They've always run that building in New Mexico. It's not a large center. So them having 6,500 people in there is not necessarily a bad thing. In fact, they sold out the building.
Yeah.
And also, it was a really good Raw. Now, I have to be fair. I am unbiased when it comes to these things. I just report the facts, and that's how it is. SmackDown did not do as great. I don't know why this week. Last week,
where were they? Where were they this week?
I cannot remember.
Oh, okay.
But I think they sold around the same amount, and they did cut off a decent portion of the show, or the decent portion of the building. They cut off a decent portion of the building for SmackDown. Last week, it was not only a holiday, but Game 6 of the World fucking Series, a series that went all 7 games.
Yep.
And they were all very good games. 17.4 million people watched Game 6 of the World Series. Yeah. There is a reason why SmackDown did not have a big number because WWE caters to casual fans. They cater to families. So those people have interests outside of wrestling. And I know, it's kind of weird, right?
I know, right?
People have interests outside of wrestling.
Well, I mean, the only interest that AEW fans have outside of AEW is
apparently little kids.
Yes.
Apparently that's their only other interest.
That is another interest of theirs.
Yes, apparently. 3 of them. Sorry, I don't make up the rules here, people. I don't.
Just think them up and write them down.
Exactly. But yeah, no, Raw looked really good. I think the whole debate about you cannot say yes, attendance is good and then no, attendance is bad. You can't say, oh, ratings are not important and then ratings are important. Haha. You can't do that. You either have to say it doesn't matter or it does matter.
Right.
I am looking at this as a realist, somebody who looks at these things critically and understands the business part of the wrestling business. This is a television show. They want to put on a good product of what they do to get more people in the building and to get attendance because that is what the TV executives like. They like those numbers because that helps them with their advertising.
Yep.
So across the board with me, it does matter. There is a level of importance when it comes to it. Like TNA, they're not expecting WWE numbers with TNA.
No.
AEW put themselves in a position that it does matter as it equates to WWE. You pigeonhole yourself, that's where you are. And some companies may or may not care about it, but they want to put on a good product for TV. How do you get rid of that entire perception? Don't have a television show. If you just want to put on good wrestling and just have people in attendance, don't put it on TV, period. Then you eliminate that entire argument.
Yeah.
So, that's it. Let's talk about our new New York City mayor, I'm going to butcher his name, so I'm not.
Zoran Mamdani.
Yes. He went to an AEW show once.
Yeah.
Once. And people are like, oh my God, it's the Fed is out. It's like, no. He went to a AEW show.
Yeah.
He has stated that he was a wrestling fan. I do know that. His election did not. I don't care.
He's not even the mayor yet. He's only the mayor-elect right now.
Right, exactly.
You all gotta calm down. Also, it's territories. What is this? The 50s?
Yes, it's the gatekeeping pieces of shit. That's what it is. These are all AEW fans.
Vince McMahon was the one that killed the territories.
Can we double check on Juan's internet browser history, because I'm pretty sure he's a pedophile.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I was going to talk about this too. The controversy around AEW's newest shiny toy.
Yes. I made a long form video about AEW having too many champions. And I compared it to WWE because you have to have a comparison that's equivalent. Actually, based on the numbers that I went through, because I counted all the active champions and all the active participants, and actually they're fairly even. Now, and this is including the national champion. This is including the Ring of Honor Women's Interim Television Champion, because technically they have not unified them. It is an active champion. Here's where this is going to be weird, because you have 5 active secondary men's champions in AEW alone now with this champion, because the unified champion didn't unify a damn thing. But why is there this perception that AEW has too many belts, even though they have, even though there are 10 wrestlers per belt? And that is the same equivalency with WWE.
I think the problem is their roster isn't split.
Yeah, that's what I said. Well, it's not a one-size-fit-all scenario.
No,
but
there's definitely having less wrestlers go after one prize, it makes it easier to follow,
yes,
in my opinion.
And here's another issue that I think is a bigger problem. That Collision, I mean, they have title matches, but the titles are not nearly as featured as they are in Dynamite. Like, that's where it is. They only use like the same group of people on every Dynamite. That's the only show people give a rat's ass about. Because last week they had, I think, like less than 1,000 people in the building and 217,000. Rampage was doing better numbers than that, and they canceled Rampage. Roster split is one thing. Perception on the prestige of these champions is another. Because right now, even the world champion doesn't feel like a world champion, because we see the world champion on the show all the time. You need to perceive these people as final bosses. When you're a champion, you should not wrestle more. You should wrestle less, because then the focus is on the contenders. Wow, look at this person picking up all of these wins. Hey, look at this one champion, the secondary champion. That's the workhorse champion. That's a champion that should be on there all the time.
That's why Ilya Dragunov is currently defending the United States title every week, because he is building on the perception that
the United States champion is the workhorse champion, and it's successful every single time. Here's the problem with the concept of the AEW national champion. It overlaps with a champion they already have in its gimmick, where the champion can defend it on any AEW show, any associative brands that they work with as well, so CMLL and JPW, etc., and on Ring of Honor. The problem is that it overlaps almost to the T with a champion that's already active, and that's the international champion. That's why they made that title, so it can be defended the same exact way. And apparently it's supposed to be unified, even though they didn't unify a fucking thing.
Right. They just made another new shiny belt
Right.
for Kazuchika.
That's why there's that perception of too many champions. I think in the case of NWA and some of the wrestlers who are almost gatekeeping the national champion, stop. You guys already have the lineage. Tony Khan cannot use the lineage of the champion that he's trying to mimic because it's owned by Billy Corgan in the NWA.
Yes.
I think it makes you guys look petty, and I would recommend you stop. Because I think everybody knows that it's a vanity project. It's a vanity belt. It's going to mean just as much as the Continental Champion. Remember when that was a thing? Yeah, it's not even there anymore. It's a big controversy. It's going to mean nothing at the end of the day. Hell, AEW right now has 2 other champions that don't have title holders because they have not set an inaugural champion. The women's tag team champions and the women's pure champion. Mm-hmm. Those 2 champions still do not have an inaugural champion. And they're introducing another champion. Perception. It's everything. Dave Meltzer claimed, and I listened to this quote, that WWE tried to hire him and Brian Alvarez because of Raw's ratings. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Yeah, it was on Wrestling Observer because, there are a bunch of retards over there. Mm-hmm. There was no evidence of this, by the way. Why would they hire you?
And when did they try to get hired? Or
I don't know. If he didn't say because it's a lie. These are all lies.
Yeah,
he's a liar. Just like the rest of everybody on Wrestling Observer newsletter are just a bunch of liars. So I just thought that was really funny, and also the picture was really funny of him, so I'm using him as a thumbnail. So AEW fans continue to be pathetic. This is the saddest thing I have ever seen in my entire life. This fan base is so pathetic. It's almost comical. It's comical and sad. You, as an individual, were thinking about deleting your Twitter, but because Tony Khan liked a couple of your tweets, you're going to stay. You're going to stay. Number one, AEW Defender is a toxic little piece of dog shit. He's a jobless fucking loser who's probably a pedophile.
I wonder if he's doing this to troll people.
Well, I'm pretty sure it is, but that's beside the point. But because this perception is reality online. So if you are perceived to be a bunch of pathetic losers where there's no dripping of anything on here, because you cannot have sarcasm in social media.
That's true.
Because in communication, it's 20% verbal and 80% like the body language.
Right.
So you cannot perceive this as a troll. I don't think it's a troll. I think this person is 100% genuine. Where was I going? Oh, yeah. You cannot have sarcasm in this because you need to put in the additional effort of this is sarcasm. This has not been labeled as a parody account. There's nothing in their bio that says they're a parody account. And in Twitter, you have to do that now, which is good, I believe. But yeah, a bunch of pathetic losers, bunch of pedophiles, probably. And NWA national champion controversy is very, very strange. Anyway, when we come back, we got some news.
Yes.